Welcome to the Official Personality Guru. INFPs may have trouble accepting or understanding disappointment or failure. Because they tend to be fairly sensitive, they're less likely than others to let go of hardships easily and may get hung up on things that they did wrong. INFPs must learn to be open to failing and understand that making mistakes is natural and human. Similarly, they have a tendism personally, even if it wasn't meant that way. They worry about what others think and may be upset or offended to learn that someone perceived something they did or said as wrong. But by changing their understanding of wrong, INFPs can learn to be less sensitive to what other people might think or say, because they are naturally reserved. INFPs often have a hard time sharing about themselves, which can affect how they seek help for problems, talk up their accomplishments in interviews, or allow new people to get to know them. It may help INFPs to talk to friends or family who may be able to see their or easily and can give them the boost they need to appreciate their value. INFPs tend to be very big picture focused, which means they are more likely to overlook small details. They're likely to prioritize the overall idea rather than the specifics, which may cause problems if they're put in charge of planning a big event, solving an intricate problem, or remembering small bits of information. However, keeping track of the details by writing them down in something like a day planner, notebook, or even their phone can make a huge difference. Today, let's talk about the INFP weaknesses, flaws, and shortcomings, where the INFPs feel challenged. What do you think of the other weaknesses, flaws, shortcomings, and things INFPs feel challenged about? Of course, aside from what the Official Personality Guru will discuss. When it comes to uncovering our weaknesses, it can be a bit challenging and sometimes draining. Looking at all of the shortcomings we possess can be something that overwhelms anyone at times, but it can also be useful in finding ways to improve. In other situations, it isn't about finding ways of improving those weaknesses, but instead avoiding the places which will only make us feel emotionally exhausted and like we just don't belong. For all of us, uncovering and accepting these weaknesses can be a difficult process, since it means diving into our inner feelings and abilities. While it might not always be the easiest of tasks, it can also be a truly important one if we want to grow and learn about ourselves. INFPs are often self-aware people, and they believe in reflecting and diving into their own emotions and desires. This can make them acutely aware of their shortcomings, but sometimes accepting them can be difficult. INFPs can sometimes see more flaws in themselves than they have thought, judging their actions too harshly and not seeing enough of the positive. Sometimes, when they feel challenged and overwhelmed, the INFP can blame themselves and feel like they aren't doing good enough. While knowing their weaknesses is important, they also need to learn that they possess far more strengths that can help them move forward and excel. Organization and structure. When it comes to keeping a specific organization and sense of structure in their lives, INFPs aren't fans of this. They prefer to leave things to the last minute and handle their tasks when they are inspired to do so. This can make it difficult for the INFP to deal with mundane daily chores since they don't feel at all excited about them. Having to live based on a schedule can be a real challenge for the INFP. And so, any job which has strict rules might leave them feeling overwhelmed and challenged negatively. They don't like following this time of structure or schedule, since they prefer to enjoy doing what leaves them feeling truly excited. INFPs procrastinate often, especially with things they just don't want to deal with. This can leave them feeling overwhelmed when they have certain tasks that have been left to the very last second to get done. They might even find that people are pressuring them because of this, and the workplace can become a stressful environment when this happens. While INFPs care about their job and want to take pride in it, they do much better in places that don't have such strict deadlines and demand a certain type of organization. They need room to make their own choices, as well as opportunities to use their sense of creativity. Keeping with a schedule and showing up to things on time just isn't one of the INFP's strengths. Small talk. When it comes to making casual small talk, the INFP doesn't enjoy this, and it is certainly not one of their strengths. They become exhausted when they have to talk about pointless things, especially topics which feel completely mundane and boring. When they are in a situation that requires small talk, the INFP might find themselves losing patience. This certainly is not one of their strengths and can sometimes make them feel a bit challenged in certain social situations. While INFPs can be friendly and charming people, having to endure small talk for the sake of networking can be difficult for them at times. They do their best to move the conversation towards something a bit more interesting and complex. The subject does not have to be so deep that it scares people away. But even attempting true small talk is not worth the effort for the INFP or the people around them. Easily distracted. INFPs can become easily distracted, especially when they are inspired by something. They are deeply passionate people who believe in following their hearts and going after the things that excite them most. When the INFP is being forced to tend to something which bores them, they find themselves drawn in different directions. They don't always do well when they are obligated to do something and can easily become distracted. INFPs can even become distracted from projects they enjoy since their minds are constantly going in different directions. Since the INFP becomes bored easily, they enjoy being able to explore different ideas and paths and come back to the old ones after a while. It isn't that INFPs are irresponsible or don't enjoy finishing things. They just find themselves wanting to experience something new and exciting. They follow their hearts, which can sometimes lead them in unexpected directions. They want to feel a sense of passion for the things they do, and at times, this can make focusing on one thing a bit challenging. INFPs sometimes want to focus to get something done, but find that their minds become exhausted when they are stuck on one simple thing for too long. They need to be in an environment that gives them more space to explore, and only pulls them back when it is necessary to do so. Be sure to watch until the end and share your experience for a chance to have your comment pinned. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give us a like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the Official Personality Guru for more amazing videos. Don't forget to ring the bell icon to stay updated with our content. They avoid confrontation. INFPs don't enjoy confrontation or dealing with negative situations, especially if this can be avoided. While INFPs are capable of speaking up when something is truly important to them, they might let the smaller things slide. They find that they don't enjoy confrontation or discord, especially if there are ways in which they can avoid this. They don't want to upset people and don't want to get into arguments with the ones they love. INFPs will often try to smooth things over and avoid a fight when the topic at hand is not truly important to them to discuss. This can sometimes be seen as a weakness since the INFP won't be the cutthroat person trying to push their way to the top of their career. If they have to get into constant confrontations and arguments to get ahead, the INFP might struggle with this.